Hi, my name is James Norman, and today I'm going to talk about 4 disability categories under the Individuals with Disabilities Education Act, or IDEA. I'll explain what each one is, along with key characteristics and the inclusion and exclusion criteria used to determine eligibility. What is IDEA? IDEA is a federal law that ensures students with disabilities receive a free, appropriate public education, also known as FAPE. It outlines 13 disability categories, but today I'm only focusing on 4. To qualify for special education, a student must meet 3 things. They must meet the inclusion criteria, they must not be excluded by other factors, and the disability must impact their education. Specific learning disability, or SLD, refers to difficulties in areas like reading, writing, or math. A good example is dyslexia, which affects reading. Students with SLD often have average intelligence but struggle academically. To qualify, there must be clear academic deficit and a processing issue. However, the difficulty cannot primarily be due to things like lack of instruction, or vision or hearing problems. Autism spectrum disorder affects communication, social interaction, and behavior. Students may have difficulty making eye contact, understanding social cues, or may show repetitive behaviors. To qualify, there must be clear social and communication deficits along with behavioral patterns. But the challenges cannot primarily be identified by emotional disturbance or environmental factors. Emotional disturbance includes conditions where students have difficulty managing emotions or behavior over a long period of time. This might include anxiety, depression, or difficulty forming relationships. To qualify, the condition must significantly impact the student's ability to learn. However, it cannot be based only on social maladjustment like choosing to break rules. Other health impairment includes conditions like ADHD or chronic health issues. These students may struggle with attention, energy levels, or alertness in the classroom. To qualify, the condition must limit their ability to stay alert and affect their education. It also must be tied to a medical condition, not just behavior alone. This chart shows a general comparison of how these disabilities impact students. For example, autism tends to have a higher impact on social and behavioral functioning, while SLD mainly affects academic skills. The key idea here is that each disability impacts students differently, which is why individualized support is so important. To summarize the differences, SLD mainly affects academic performance. Autism affects social and communication skills. Emotional disturbance affects emotional regulation and behavior. And OHI affects attention and physical or mental alertness, like ADHD. Each category has unique criteria, which helps schools avoid misidentifying students. In conclusion, identifying a disability is not just about noticing a struggle. Students must meet both inclusion and exclusion criteria, and the condition must impact their education. Understanding these differences helps ensure students receive the correct support and services they need to succeed. Thank you.